Make yourself recession-proof. In this episode, I'm going to address the question, how to make it through a recession unscathed. I'm going to enlighten you. This is very powerful, and you need to know this because recessions happen about every 3 to 10 years. So my name's Doug Andrew, and what do I know? Well, I've been helping people optimize their financial assets and minimizing taxes for now more than 47 years. I actually started as a financial strategist in 1974. Yeah, I'm pretty old. I have an Apple Watch, but my first watch was a sundial. Yeah, so I've been around the block is what I'm saying. And when I started in 1974, I ended up from that year until 1980 being responsible for over 3,000 clients in 13 Western states. And I was helping people save money safely for their retirement. And I ended up having them put money into a diversified portfolio of mutual funds, which is where many financial advisors, asset managers, they're trained by their broker dealers, sell people on putting money in the market. The market always comes back when it crashes and da-da-da-da-da. So I did that, and we were trying really hard to try to achieve average rates of return for our clients of 12%. Now, in actuality, you know that Dalbar, who studies investor behavior, says the average investor return, especially for retirees, is only 3.49% if their money's in the market? Why? If you bought and held, they said in most 20-year periods, you would average 9.14% before tax. After you pay tax on an IRA or 401k, you're not earning 9, you're netting about 6, okay? So if you have $1 million nest egg and you're earning 9%, you pull out 90,000, you pay a third of that in taxes between federal and state, you're only netting 60,000 to buy gas and groceries. Does that make sense? Well, the average retiree is buying and selling at the wrong times because when they see the economy start to go down, down, down. This happened in 2001 to 2003 after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. And when it goes down about 25-30%, people get frustrated enough already and they sell low. And then they wait till the economy comes back and then they buy high in 2007. What happened in 2008? 40% drop again in one single year. It happened during March 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. The market went down 30%, people panicked and they sold. So Dalbar says because of that emotion, buying and selling at the wrong time, most retirees are only averaging just under 3.5%. And this is what precipitated the 4% rule in the financial services industry. If you're only averaging 3.5% on your IRAs and 401ks in the market, and you pull out 4%, you're going to slowly deplete your nest egg, but not before you're expected to die. That's called life expectancy. That's called the 4% rule. Now, I think that's pretty pathetic. Here's why. If you had $1 million nest egg and you're pulling out 4% a year, that's $40,000, and you have to pay tax on $40,000. Even in a 25% bracket, you have to pay $10,000 of the $40,000 in tax. You're only netting 3%. I mean, do you save $1 million to earn a measly 3%? And that's not even before subtracting fees. Many asset managers charge 1% fees on that million. That's another 10 grand. So you're really only netting 2%. That's pretty pathetic. I like to earn returns in retirement between 8 to 10% tax-free. How much more is 8 than 4? It's double. But 4 is taxable. 8 is tax-free. How much better is 8 than 3 or 2? It's huge. When I say you can increase your net spendable income by double or triple, people go, oh, this is just hype. No, this is the reality. And you're actually increasing the liquidity, safety, and rate of return. So in order to come through a recession unscathed, you need to understand a concept, a strategy called indexing. I'm not talking about index mutual funds. There's a huge difference here. So let's go back to when I had 3,000 clients in 13 Western states, diversified in mutual funds. It was like playing red light, green light when you're a kid. There were some periods where we would make 20%. You're taking 20 steps forward. And then the next period, the market would lose and you're taking 10 steps back and forth. And hopefully you're trying to have a net gain of 12 steps. That's 12%. But see, the big epiphany I got was actually because E.F. Hutton, who was not an insurance company, okay, they were a brokerage firm. They went, wait a minute. Even if we earn 12% on $1 million nest egg, our clients earning 12%, if we can do that, that's $120,000, but they pull out $120,000 and they have to take 4 steps back in taxes. A third goes out in taxes, $40,000. Another percent goes out in fees. You're earning 12 to net 7. You're earning $120,000 out of your IRAs and 401ks to net $70,000 to buy gas and groceries. They said, we can actually do better and be safer if we just earn 11. You just take 11 steps forward and 1 step back, and you're netting 10% tax-free by using tax-free insurance contracts. And people go, what are those? Those are actually life insurance policies. And they came up with the term universal life, because this was not whole life. It wasn't term. This was designed for living benefits. They basically took an insurance contract and they structured it so you took the least amount of insurance the IRS would let you get away with and put in the most premium or money that the IRS allows as fast as they allow, and it turns into a tax-free cash cow. I had clients back in 1980. They were never happier than when I got them out of the market and they stopped losing during those downturns, especially retirees. If they weren't retiring yet, $500,000 would double to $1 million in about 7 to 10 years. Then it would double to $2 million in the next 7 to 10 years. I had clients who put in $500,000 and it's doubled to $1 million, and then to $2 million, then to $4 million, to $8 million. We actually have clients now that have $8 million tax-free that generates $600,000 to $800,000 a year of tax-free income. It knocks the socks off of having their money in the market. So how do you come through a recession unscathed? You make yourself recession-proof. You take your money out of the market, you put it into these indexed universal life policies. Now, indexing means you link your returns to the market, but your money is not at risk in the market. Let me tell you how that works. Now, before I go any further, if this is resonating with you, I have over 500 educational videos on this YouTube channel, 3Dimensional Wealth. And you can search for the ones on indexing, but I'm gonna give you a 50,000 foot level of understanding of this. But subscribe, share, post a comment, engage with us, and stay with me to the end, and I'll gift you a copy of our most recent 300-page best-selling book where you can understand this concept called indexing. An index fund is not the same thing as indexing. An index fund means you're investing your money in a mutual fund that is putting the money into like the S&P 500, Standard & Poor's 500. That's an index fund. Your money is exposed to the market, and you can lose 40%, which many people did twice during the Great Recession, 2000 to 2012. Using indexing, your money is safe in the insurance company. Now, let's say you have saved $1 million inside your insurance policy. We have many clients who have $500,000, $1 million, $10 million. Let's just say $1 million because it's an easy number. And you're retired. That $1 million is safe in the insurance company, earning a general account portfolio rate of, let's say, 4%, okay? Now that's $40,000 a year. Now you can just sit there if you feel bearish about America and you think we're headed for another recession, and just say, just pay me the 4%. That's better than banks are paying, less than 1. Or anytime you feel bullish about America, you can say, well, link my returns to an index. We'll use the S&P here. Many companies have up to 10, 15 indices you can choose from, and you can diversify, okay? Let's keep it simple. So I link my returns to the S&P. What's the insurance company doing? They're not risking my money. My $1 million has to stay safe in the insurance company, earning 4. You're giving up the for sure 4. You're saying that the 4% interest of 40 grand this year, I'm gonna give that up. You can use that to have the wherewithal to pay me whatever the S&P does. Well, this is a no-brainer. The insurance company takes that 4% they're earning on your million, and that's 40,000. And they buy upside options in the index, the S&P. If the S&P goes up 10, 15, 20, okay, those options then are able to double and triple, and the insurance company can pay you whatever the S&P did, 10, 15%, usually up to a cap. Sometimes there is no cap. So watch other episodes to understand the differences. The point is this: if the economy crashes like it did in 2008, our clients were cheering, go, go, because they weren't losing a dime. Everybody else, their million would have gone down to 600,000. No, our clients did not lose a penny. They didn't make anything because the 40,000 of options expired worthless. But the remaining $960,000 at the beginning of the year grew back to $1 million at their general account portfolio. You are simply telling the insurance company, you do not have to credit me the interest and lock it in. You can use that to buy options. If the options expire worthless because the economy crashes, your million is still safe in the insurance company. They are not putting your money at risk in the market. You're relinquishing the interest on your million for them to be able to have the wherewithal to pay you what the market does. Now, if you're going, what? I've never heard of this before. I understand. That's why I have a lot of other episodes on this channel that explain this. So that's indexing simplified. You have all kinds of choices. And as you watch different episodes, you'll understand that you can have 20% of your money in one, 20 in another, 20 in another. You can have caps and no caps, participation rates. And this is where not only myself, my sons, but thousands of our clients have earned average returns between 7 to 10% over a 30-year period, averaging 9.62%. This is actual historical achieved rates of return. I don't care what the naysayers say. We have thousands of statements that show clients that have earned this. In some years, clients have earned 60 and 70%. Other years, zero. But they don't lose when the market goes down. They are recession-proof. That's how you make yourself come through a recession and you're unscathed from the market going down, because you don't lose if your money is not in the market. Your money is linked to an index, but it's not at risk in the market. That's the point. Now, as you explore this concept, get ready to be blown away, because I compare it to like a ratchet wrench. You know, when you tighten a bolt and you go, and you go click, 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 and you're not undoing it. See, the beauty of indexing is every year, if you have a one-year point-to-point strategy, you lock in the gains. So for example, in 2017, we had clients that locked in gains of 16%, 25%. The next year, if the market would have crashed, they would not have lost one dime of the 25% they made the year before. I had a client with $1 million. He made $250,000 of interest in 2017. The next year, if the market would have crashed, he wouldn't have lost the $250,000 he made the year before. When your money's in the market, you will make money, you will lose money. It's like red light, green light. Don't do that with your serious cash. I want to gift you a copy of this 300-page book. This is flying off of our warehouse shelves, about 1,000 a week. Go to laserfund.com, laserfund.com. This teaches you how to diversify and create the foundation for a tax-free retirement. Indexing is one of my favorite strategies. It's explained in here in detail, especially chapter 6. If you like to learn by stories, you flip it over and you can read 62 different stories of how people use the laser fund and indexing for all kinds of goals. Not only retirement, which knocks the socks off of IRAs and 401ks, emergency funds, working capital for business, real estate management, estate planning, on and on and on. It's like a financial Swiss Army knife, the dream solution. So I have ways to listen and learn, watch and learn, but let me fire out a copy of this book to you, and here's to your brighter future.